Hello and welcome to Matilda and Josephine. I'm Jane and I am doing my it's become a thing. A little while ago I decided to do a Matilda and Josephine painting every week because I got out of the habit of doing them. And I really wanted to get back into it, but I just didn't know how because I have a tendency to kind of do things and then think, okay, I don't have to do it this week, or I'm really in the mood to do it now, but I'm not in the mood to do it tomorrow kind of thing. So I'll do a little bit and then I won't do it for weeks or months. So I decided that I would do one every week. And at first I thought, absolutely, I'm going to do them nice and quickly and I'm going to make them as detailed as they were before. Actually, they're not that detailed, but try and get back to that detail. But then I thought, actually, what I want to do is, because I do sometimes feel like it's not, I'm not in the mood to do it. Like at the moment, I just feel like there's just so many other things happening in life that I just kind of want to not do anything. And I'm selling my art on eBay, so I'm doing these other pictures. In fact, I've got one. I'm going to do them in miniature, but I do these little pumpkins. I used to put them on Facebook, like little posts on Facebook, but I decided to shrink them down, so I'm going to replicate them on miniatures and then sell them on eBay. So what I'm doing here is I'm just doing a few aliens. So a few years ago I started, when I say a few years ago, it was a decade ago now, I started doing like these little aliens. I'm not sure this is quite the best representation, but they always had the big stereotypical black eyes and then they had like a little tiny mouth. And then there was quite often a little alien flying a spaceship, maybe two of them. I don't know. And she doesn't know what she's doing. But yeah, I quite liked doing that. But I'm not quite sure how to do Matilda and Josephine. I used to do do you know what I could do? I could do like a cut him off. Sounds awful. I'm going to actually get rid of him. Because one of the pictures I did once before, I had to find them. I don't know what they are. I have so many different sketchbooks with random things in. And I have sketchbooks that have really, really like messy, never want to share. Well, I don't want to share them, but like sketches that just aren't of anything. And there's nothing to share really. But then occasionally I'll have a page where I've done something a little bit more interesting. So I did a few of these, and I did one. I don't know whether I've actually done a painting of this, but I did one where they were playing hide and seek. And so I just have that. Yeah. A little bit more of a tree. And because I'm doing the arms like I do on my pumpkins. But there, you wouldn't know there was a thing hiding behind there. But it's basically, yeah, witchy hide and seek. And I think I did do a lot of, and then I could have maybe some branches coming out here. Perhaps to hide. No, so that's not going to work. I'm going to get rid of that because I wanted to hide the spaceship. I'm using old tape as well from last week, so it's going to keep coming undone. So anyone would think get some more tape, but I'm not going to. Not yet, anyway. Right, so yeah, so I can just, what this is going to be is lots of little aliens hiding amongst the trees. So with the eBay thing, I will put a link down below. So if you're interested in any of my paintings, and one thing I'm trying to sort of establish is this sort of idea that art, whenever I look on eBay art, I look at some of the art and I think, wow, that looks so good, and yet why are they selling it for such a low price? And I know it's difficult, But actually, sometimes, and I've spoken to other people about this, sometimes when things are priced low, some people actually won't buy it. So I want to try and kind of get a bit more like not understanding, but a bit more of a thing about adding more value to yourself, and saying that you are worth a lot more and your art is worth a lot more, and that there is a value added to it. You don't have to. So my sort of vision was I always wanted to give my art to people that liked it and never actually sell it, but can't eat on love and all that stuff. I don't know why they're hugging the trees. It's quite funny how they're sort of it's like yeah, okay. What I want to do, a little witch in a minute. Okay. Trying to make the tree, so I've got like a little hat coming out. So I remember playing hide and seek with my children when they were little, and it was like, you know, big feet sticking out from under curtains, or when you come into the room they'll say, "I'm ready, I've hidden," so you know exactly where they are. And it was just so sweet. And then as they got older, it was like, actually, yeah, now they're really good at it. I used to love playing hide and seek. I still do. I think that should be a game of choice. We used to play hide and seek in the dark, like proper lights out. No light whatsoever, and I'm scared of the dark, so it was quite scary. Yeah, I used to stand up on the sofa, and it's good. So we need to do that again right now. Now it looks like a tree. Actually, that's quite an idea. I think it's just too big, though. Is she too big? She's gonna be massive. No, I've got to stop assuming. No, I don't know. Yeah, so it's almost like a weeping willow kind of tree. I like that. I'm really getting into this sort of 15-minute just coming up with ideas. I don't normally draw in my videos. I've normally done the picture before, but now I'm kind of really getting into it. And if you've been watching my other videos where I'm making stuff, I have put that on pause for a little bit because it's just become a little bit time consuming. And all of a sudden you find, because I was thinking, yeah, I've got all the time in the world, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, actually, one little thing happens and it's like I've got no time whatsoever. So there's a little Matilda or Josephine there. And then, yeah, I quite like that. I don't know whether I can have like a little, I want to have more trees just in amongst the trees, just so it looks more woodlandy. And I don't know if I'm going to have more, whether I'm just going to get some pen. I think if I get some pen in, this could be a very nice quick one, I think. Okay, so here we go with the blacks. I'm just using the 0.5. I always use these uni pens. I love them. So I don't know what color to do this tree, because this tree is obviously a Matilda, sort of being hiding in I suppose it could be that she's wearing it's like a brownish dress, and then you've got the ginger hair. This might be one of the first times in a long time where I'm actually going to do a lot of detail in her hair. Oh. So at the moment I'm really focusing on getting back into my art, but getting back into it in a more of a mental way, because my mental state at the moment is not necessarily the best. So I'm trying to find ways to do all the things I need to do and at the same time keep myself together. And I think that looks wild. I mean, the rest of the trees are kind of, I might actually do the other pen. Because this one feels, I don't know whether it feels a little bit dry or whether it just feels, I know I'm probably going to regret it because this is 0.1. Yeah, that's right. I just, when I do the pen, I don't like doing, I don't do the lines quite solid. I just do it sort of, like I'm doing it, basically, where it's not always completely joined up. We went to a place called Box Hill recently. It's not far from here, so when I say went to, we go there quite often. And they have trees where the roots just come out around them and they look really amazing. It's very magical. But I don't think I'm going to replicate that here. Yeah, I love that everyone's sort of peeking out behind the trees. I'll have to find my aliens. Because they all had the same expression. They all had this sort of like little tiny mouth. And then big alien eyes. Because we all know that aliens do have big eyes. They are actually like that. Yeah. There. And because every time I say, yes, I'm going to find the painting and put it in here or find the drawing, I'm not going to say that because I'm not going to find it. It's so negative. I'm just not going to find it. Right, okay. There we go. And put a little bit of... And the fact that she's going to have that lovely orange hair in the tree makes me happy because it's autumn. Autumnal colours. And if you've been listening to me lately, you'll know that I struggle in the spring and summer. I mean, I have to say, it's so nice to sit outside. It's nice to have a bit more freedom of where you can go, because I'm thinking at some point of making some videos outside. And it's quite funny, we've got new neighbours, so it's going to be like, okay. And when I say new neighbours, we're in a completely different house. But we're in a different house where new people have just moved in next door. And they seem like the kind of people that would be like, yeah, that's very cool that you're out in the garden talking to yourself. But I remember doing a painting outside. And I think I filmed it on 2 different angles. And I had the doll's house front. No, Matilda and Josephine's townhouse. I've got to remember that's what it is. It's not a doll's house. It is, but yeah. I'm really liking this. I think there is a certain thing about sort of getting yourself to sit down and really focus on just doing the thing at hand, because I really do struggle with doing art at the moment. And I have done for years. I think it's, I don't know what it is, a psychological thing. There's some kind of block. It's like I'm supposed to do it a certain way, or I'm supposed to do certain things, or, you know, and I've just grown up with that and believed it. Believe something, I'm not sure what it is. And then, yeah. Oh, I really like it. But yeah, just putting pen on paper and then suddenly thinking, wow, I actually did something. I actually came up with an idea. It looks good. I feel like I've done something. Right, now for the paint. Okay, so I'm going to start with the hair, because I just think, I just want that to be I'm going to start that sentence again. It's going in the wrong direction. I basically want to see where I need to paint and where I don't need to paint. So if I do her hair, and then I think, actually, I don't need to paint the rest of the tree, then I'll just leave it with the hair. It kind of reminds me of, there's a film, and I can't remember. Oh, do you know what? I love, like, the whiteness in the... Yeah, there's a film with, was it called The Lorax? And then the trees were, they were made of this really, they had the, like, the top bits were made of this lovely, fluffy material, and then this guy came along and just chopped them all down and destroyed the forest. But whenever I see stuff like this, it always makes me think of that film. So there you have it. Yeah, so on this one, I think we need a little bit more. A bit too much paint on the paintbrush, but I just wanted to do like these little tiny bits of paint. Show some here, because this is what I actually do love doing, but because of my impatience and I just want to get something finished, I tend not to. There, I quite like that. I think that's quite sweet, so that's good. Yeah, I don't need to do too much detail on it. It is the idea. So maybe what I can do is just do a little bit of foliage and stuff around the ground. Like some green and this sort of that colour. It's funny with my paintings at the moment, I am just using the same colours over and over again, because it's the oranges and then the greeny brownies. There. That'll do nicely. And then some of the trees will have a little bit of green going up them. Oops. And even in the air. What am I doing? It's like when I know I'm doing something wrong, but I just keep going anyway. It's like the paintbrush is on the wrong area. Just keep going. No one will notice. So I do like that when you go into a forest and all the trees, nearly all the trees have that sort of mossy thing all the way up one side. There we go. Wee bit of moss up the sides. And something about my aliens is they do look like skeletons. I did their bodies so that they have like sort of skeletal looks. And I don't know why. Maybe aliens are like that. Oh, I can only remember their faces. I can't remember what they look like. They do tend to turn up naked, so I think I sort of remember that in films. One of my favourite alien films is Paul. I just think that's the best film. It's just come off Netflix, actually. I don't know why they took it off Netflix, but it's cruel. But it's just one of the funniest films I have seen in a long time, and it's just sweet and very funny. Right, I like that. I like the green. And she's going to have it as well on her dress. I think that's so funny because it does make her look absolutely massive. And like she's maybe a little bit of a lion, I don't know. And then what do I do in the background? Do I do like maybe I could do like a very faint, very, very faint green. So faint that it's probably not even worth it. Not that faint. I just want to fill it in. There. Just so that you've got something. But it looks like the sun is shining on the other side of the trees, which I suppose it would do, because if you've got the greeny mossy stuff on one side, the sun would shine on the other side. So that makes sense, and I'm happy with that. There. I might need to get the hairdryer on that to flatten it. Ooh. And then probably just have more, it's like greener foliage up here, or maybe even have like because I think we need to have green foliage, because Matilda she's hiding in amongst the trees, but it's not so funny if she is matching the trees. But I'm going to give them a little bit of orange, because maybe we're turning, maybe it's like this summer there. Right, so I think we are done. I think what I need to do though is give the hat a darker colour, just so it stands out. It's going to get caught up in that colour, isn't it? Although giving it a darker colour, I don't know, maybe it sort of hides it a little bit. Playing hide and seek should hide it, shouldn't it, really? Ah, that's going to make me really nervous. And I just put my hand in there. And it's wet there too. So I am actually making a horrible mess of this whole thing. It doesn't look like a hat anymore. Like, what on earth is that you've got sticking out from the side of the tree? That is a hat. The only way that you're going to know it's that, I'll have to tidy that up. But I think I'm quite happy with that. Maybe a little bit of brown in the tree trunks up here, like that, just to bring the colour down, and then we're good to go. But yeah, I definitely think I need to fix that witch, because her hat is a problem. And we're just going to put a little bit of sky over here. No, that does not look like sky, but it's cloudy. There you go, it's cloudy. And it's funny because so many people are enjoying the sunshine in the UK at the moment, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready for some rain now. I'm getting a little bit bored, and I know that a lot of people think, oh my god, please don't bring the rain. We've had so many dull days and stuff, but I lose interest in life. That sounds weird, but it's not true. It's not that, but it's just, I think my imagination gets sort of lost because it's just sunny and I start to get bored. I'm like, okay, give me some clouds and some rain. That's what I need. There we go. So that's all right, isn't it? That's there. So all we need to do now is get to the pen and give it a signature. And I hope it's not too wet down there. And say thank you so much for watching. Do check out the eBay if you're interested, and subscribe, comment, like, do all these lovely things to give me a little bit of a boost, and I will see you next time.